and feel them as we're going. If you have any injuries, especially if it's a knee injury, you're not jumping. If you have any arm injuries like shoulders or that, I don't want you flying out real wide with the hands. I want the elbows to stay in. And then, of course, if something just doesn't feel right, allow yourself the opportunity to take any breaks necessary, or maybe just take a breather from the exercise overall if it's not working well for you. Okay? From there, we have power options and then kind of regression options as well, and I'll continue to go through those as we go exercise to exercise. If it's a single leg or a single side of the body that we're doing, we're starting on the right side, everybody. So always start on the right side from there. And then last up, we did the recording yesterday. We were able to kind of check it today. Don't really hear the music too much in the background for you, which is cool. I got no issues with that. But why don't, if you want to jazz up your workout a little bit, put on a few tunes that you enjoy in the background here, and I'll just keep blasting at you, telling you what exercises we're doing, but you can jam to a little bit of music on your end of things. Make things a little more groovy on your Friday. All right, let's go ahead and get into our warm-ups from here. So let's go ahead and stand up at the top of our mat. We're going to do some stepping backwards and some rotations. So we start with those feet together. From here, right foot stays in front. We do a big step back with our left. We're going to twist open to that left side, right side, excuse me, and then stand up nice and tall. Switch it over, right back. We twist to the left, and then we bring it up tall. We're doing 6 reps for each of these warm-up movements, and we're taking our time. I want you to find balance in that forward leg. I want you to tighten your belly a little bit. Let's start to wake up some of those muscles early and often here. Okay, there's 6. Next up, we're going to go to a wide stance. So I want you to take your feet a whole lot wider than your shoulders. I want you to bring your hands together in front of you, and I want you to sit back and down. So those hips go behind you. We tap the fingers to the floor, open that outside arm, bring the hand down, stand up tall, switch it over. Open, down, and heel, and bring it up. If you can start working some depth, you're welcome to it. You can start opening some deeper stretching into this lunge. And up, and we got final 2 here. Rotate, bring it down, give me tall, final 1. All right, all the way up. Next up, we're going to be getting into a low squat. So where I want your feet to be is wider than your shoulders for your start point. We're going to then bring the hands up into the air, the eyes are up. You're going to breathe in nice and deeply. And as you breathe out, bring your fingers to your toes and swing your hips a little side to side. Then bring it down into a low squat. Now, if you can't get as low as Sarah or myself here, maybe you're coming up here through that squat. Go ahead and stand through the heels. Reach, breathe in, breathe out, bring it down, swing the hips, wag your tail. 2, 1, bring it down, low squat. Now we're pushing against the knees. We're waking up a little extra. Stand, reach, breathe in, bring it down. Move around. Low squat. Start to move into this squat if you can now. We're going to keep your back straight. 2, 1, bring it up, reach, bring it down. Move. Low squat. Move around. 2, 1, bring it up, reach, breathe in, breathe out, bring it down, move around. Low squat. Reach, let's bring it up, final 1, bring it down, swing, 2, 1, to the floor, low squat, straight back, 2, 1, and up. Very nicely done. Let's shake out those legs. We have one final warm-up movement. This one's practicing our balance. So we're going to start with our weight on that right leg. You're going to bring your right arm into the air and your left foot goes behind you. We're going to then lift that foot and hand further behind and tap in front. Pull back, tap in front. If you need to, you're welcome to kind of tap that foot down to the floor anytime that balance kind of tells you you need it. Okay, let's do one more here. We're pulling back. We go ahead and drop that leg down. We shake it out. We switch it over. Your left foot takes over for that balance. Your left arm is up. Let's pull everything back a little extra and then tap in front from there. Let's put some breathing in this. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. In. Last one. Awesome, everybody. Congratulations. You are officially warm, and that means that it is time to get into the nuts and the bolts of our workout today. We're going to have the same rules apply as timing for yesterday's workout, workout number 2. That means we do 40 seconds of a movement on. We're going to have about 20 seconds of transition where I'm going to be explaining the movement as well as some options for those movements. Sarah is going to be our metronome behind us. She's steady Eddie. She's going to be keeping our basic movement going through there. So if you have any questions about anything, take a look at what she's doing back there, and she's your guide, and then I will provide a few options along the way. Let's get this thing moving. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with a standing hip abduction. So we're going to practice some balance on our right leg. And if you'd like to add some light weights, maybe some cans come into hand here. All right, so weight on that right leg. I'm going to bring whatever weights I have up in front of my shoulders. I'm going to extend the leg out and pull the weights back, and then I'm going to bring everything right back. So go ahead and extend out and bring it back in. Your time begins in 2, in 1. Let's begin. Now, options would be heavier through those weights to make things more challenging. That foot can continue to stay off the ground throughout the movement. And to make things easier, drop those weights and just allow yourself that opportunity to just not go out too far. You can even tap the foot out and tap the foot back down. Get some good options through here. Perfect. Our balance always stems from what our core is giving us. Feel that your abs tighten to improve your balance. Last few, we go 3, we go 2, and we go 1. Nice. Okay, next up, we're going to keep those light weights. We're going to get into a squat position. Let's bring the weights up by the shoulders. We're going to do a squat on the way down. As we bring ourselves up, you're going to bring elbow to knee for a side crunch. Center yourself again and come back down into that squat. So each time we're going to switch the side. Each time you have a nice low squat going from here. Your time has begun, everybody. Get moving if you haven't already. If you'd like to add anything to this, you can start giving me a little bit more pop as you come up from that squat. If you need to dial things down, you're giving me a real mini squat, just a little knee bend. Always weight on the heels, though, when we do even that mini squat. Come on up, elbow to knee. Perfect form. Once again, she's controlling balance through her core. And she's breathing smoothly as we go through here. Let's go 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. That's good. We can keep these cans right now, and we're going to go after a little cardio. So I want your arms to be out in front in a split stance, and we're going to get into that forward leg being that right leg. You're going to pull your arms back and bring that knee up a little rapidly. Breathe out, and go ahead and begin from here. So you get kind of that strong, quick movement. Breathing out as you do, you pull that knee forward, you breathe out. If you need to lighten things up a little bit, slow it down and work on more of the balance through that up and down. If you need to speed things up, you're going to increase that power option through here. "20 seconds, staying in that zone." So Sarah's doing a fantastic job of keeping this right leg nice and still. She's really got her weight up into the front of that leg. And she's pushing that pace. She's sweating. We're both sweating per the usual. 5 more seconds, everybody. 3, 2, and 1. All right, your next option has the option of getting down and low into a squat and having some weights with you. Now, if you need it to be a little bit less of a squat, you always have that as something you can do as well. So let's go ahead and get down into a low squat with your feet very close together and your hands in front. We're going to step out to the right side, bring the arms apart, and we're going to bring it right back down. And then same side, same thing. We get that nice step out, and we bring it on down. Like I tell you before, if you've got a shoulder injury, you're going to keep your elbows closer to the body. And if you'd like to add some weights, we can do that to kind of up intensity through here. Love it. All right, this movement, got to give a shout out to my boy Keith. This is Keith's creativity coming to life right here. 20 seconds. We call this stance, the arms wide, the victory stance. Show them some victory, my love. 10 more seconds, 10 seconds. Last few. Let's finish in 3, in 2, in 1. Okay, our final movement of our first standing set is going to be using a couch or a counter, a chair, or even the floor, and we're going to be doing some dips on here. So Sarah, go ahead and show them a great starting point where she's going to keep her knees really bent. She's going to bend her elbows, sink the hips to the floor, and straighten through the arms as she pushes up. Now this can also be done down on the floor. If I lift my hips up just a little bit, I can do some small knee bend or small elbow bends, and then straighten, pushing through those arms. So you got a couple options through here, and if you wanted to make things even more challenging, walking your feet away from that anchor point, extending the body out further, is only going to increase the amount of resistance you have to push through. Good. So we got about 10 seconds here. If she needs to take that break, she can take that break. We're going to allow that to happen. Let's go in 3, in 2, and in 1. Good job, everybody. All right, you get some water. Everybody, you get a small breather from there. Timeout from here. Get your breath. You're doing well, girl. You all probably can't see this very well. She's working hard. She gives me that look, too. She gives me that eye. She's like, you serious right now? Yeah. We'll make it through. We'll get through this. I have faith here. Okay, everybody. Let's do this whole thing again. We're going to start out doing that leg extension, and you're probably going to add some light. We're going to start on our left leg, but of course, this time, switch it over. We're going to bring those weights up to the shoulders. We're going to bring the foot down. We're going to bring the arms out and the leg, and then return back down. Go ahead and begin from here if you haven't already. Options through here can be weight-free, as Sarah's showing us here. And if you wanted to increase what we're doing, you're going to keep that leg off the floor throughout. So we talked about Sarah's core being involved here. Let's also talk about her foot, right? Like we talked about with a lot of these workouts, we can go shoeless. We're starting to wake up more parts of the body that we don't usually activate. Heel the foot in here. You got 5 seconds, everybody. 3, 2, and 1. That's good. Now, we can keep some small weights or we can go weightless. We're going to do that squat and that crunch coming up. So let's get into a good squat position. We're going to bring the hands behind the head or hands just right by the head. Give me that good squat coming down. You come up and we go knee to elbow. We go back down. This time we switch to that next side through there. Begin if you have not already. Great. Now an option on this would be if she started moving faster or if she started dropping deeper into a squat, she could start getting more out of this. If she need to light things up, we're just doing that tiny squat. We're going to practice more of the balance and more of that standing crunch than necessarily the squat. Love it, girl. You got 10 seconds remaining right here. 10 seconds. Last few. Finish up in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we go to our split stance and getting after that cardio next. Left foot in front, split stance has that right foot behind you. Both arms out in front. We're going to bring that knee in, and we're going to pull those hands back. Go ahead and begin if you have not already. Now, if you need to lighten things up through here, slow it down. Don't go as far back. You can even keep the top of the body a little taller. If you want to ramp things up, put some weights in your hands and really pump that tempo through here. We're halfway through. We got 20 seconds. Good. We talked about this. She's gassing out right now. Take a moment, sweetie. Rest. Hold it and rest. Okay, keep it there. In 3, 2, pick it back up. Great, fantastic. Coach yourself through that as well. We got 3, 2, and 1. That's good. Okay. We've got 2 more movements here, and then we're taking a breather and going to the floor from there. If you want some weights, we're going to get up into that curled out stance, and then we're going to explode out. So grab some weights if you need them. Bring your feet together. Hands right in front of you. Sit low into this. Your body's one big ball of gas. and it out and explodes, and then bring it right back in. Curl in and repeat. Great. As she squats down, she should be feeling the weight on her heels more so. Sits into the heels, pulls those arms back. Let's wake up our shoulders. Let's wake up our back. We spend too much of our life in front here. I really want the opportunity to pull backwards, to wake up the back of the body on the reverse of our day-to-day lives. We've got last 10 seconds. Last few, everybody. Finish up in 3, 2, last one. Love it. The last movement we're doing are going to be our dips. So find that surface of what you used before. It could be the floor, it could be the couch, it could be used as a counter. We're going to bend the knees as that basic movement. If you need to make it more challenging, you're going to walk those feet further out away from that anchor point. And need to lighten things up. We can take it straight down to the floor. We can work on just lifting the hips, doing small elbow bends, and pushing through those arms. Good. So push up and breathe out. Let's find the breathing now. You push up, you breathe out. We're trying to get those back of the arms, those triceps, and even those lats to be helping that press back up. We got final 10 seconds. She's burning. Hopefully you're burning. Last few, everybody. Good. Finish up in 3, 2, and 1. That is good. That is break time. Get some water. Woo! We're going to do a real high five over this way. Go, girl. Woo! All right, everybody, get some water. Take that breather, and then we're hitting the floor to follow. As we hit the floor, we're going to be on our back to begin. So I invite you all to come on down to the floor, to lie down on your back. And we're going to take the first of our movements on here to focus on the posterior chain, specifically our low back here. So as we're on our back, oftentimes right here, you can already feel an arch in that low back taking place. What I want you to do is bring the feet up to that parallel stance with the floor, so shins parallel with the floor. And then I want you to actively push down those low back muscles. So just that archway is collapsing down. While we're creating this push, one leg is going to drop down at a time, slowly lifting back up, and then going again from there. So maintaining this push over a fair amount of time is really going to start to exhaust you. You're not going to feel it solely in the low back. You're going to feel it in the abs up front as well. If you need to take a breather, you're welcome to it. If you wanted to add a weight and hold that up in front, we could add a little bit of resistance as kind of that power option here. Fantastic. Everybody, we got last 10 seconds here. Create that stronger press. Maximize that press right here. Give me every bit that you can out of this. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Next up, we go to a seated position. We're doing a Russian twist. Most of the time, most commonly, this is done with a weight, but Sarah's going to show us how to do it without a weight. She's going to clasp those hands together, and she's going to create pressure against those hands. We're going to rotate to one side, feeling and finding those abs as we go side to side. So this is your basic movement right here. Go ahead and begin. If you'd like an option of making this more challenging, you can add the weight. You can also keep the feet up and off the floor as you do that side-to-side movement. Okay? You need to lighten things up, sit up a little higher, and just give me that twist from that higher point. But whatever you are doing, I want you to find and feel those rotators of your core. Those abs that go across the sides, our transverse plane. We got 10 more seconds. Breathing smoothly as we go side to side. 3, 2, and 1. All right, our hands next go behind us. They're going to go a little bit behind you. I like the fingers to be pointed away from my body to the side, so my fingers are pointed this way right now. I find that to be the most comfortable. Whatever works for you is cool. You're going to push your hips up, body lifts up, and we come back down and tap the hips to the floor. So this is your basic movement right here, where you're going to push the hips up and off the floor. If you want that power option, you're going to keep your hips off the floor. You're going to give me that opposite hand and foot reach out in front. And need to lighten up this movement. We're going to keep the back on the floor. You're going to give me some hip press and just releasing back down. Find the option that works for you. Find that posterior chain, so her heel is pushing her up, her butt is helping, her low back is helping, and her shoulders and her triceps are helping. So you push up, breathe out. Ready? Breathe out. Bring it in. We got 5 more seconds. Last few. 3, 2, and 1. Go back to lying down on your back. We're going to put the feet up into the air. We like to call this your L-shaped position. So she's got the big letter L, capital L. I'm going to have her feet just come apart a little bit. And then with her hands reached out in front of her, she's going to go an opposite pinky to an opposite pinky toe. Good. So she's working that smoothly side to side. If you need an option on this one to lighten things up a bit, you're just going to simply allow those feet to be more bent. And now we can make a little bit of a less powerful reach, something that's more manageable in the approach. Here's an added bonus. Let's find that low back just like we did in our first movement. Can you depress your low back down while you're rotating through that core? If you wanted to add power to this, maybe you could start going a little faster. You pick up that speed. So maintain the low back into it. 10 seconds, everybody. Love it, Sarah. Let's finish. 3, 2, and 1. Let's turn towards the floor. We're going to spread out with the arms overhead. And we're going to be working into some lat pull-downs here. So your lats are these muscles that we got right underneath your armpit. They are the part of your back. We're going to bend the elbow and really pull the lats down and then release the arms back up and slowly come back to the floor. So Sarah's doing our basic movement here where she's really just lifting the top half of her body up, pulling the elbows down. Begin if you haven't already. Her next option would be to lift her feet up and to keep her feet up as she goes up and down through this progression. If she needed to lighten things up, then we're just not doing much of lift. We're going to keep the hands pretty close by. We'll just do that small lift and gently come back down. But whatever you're doing, find strength in your low back and find smooth as you go up and down. Nicely done, folks. We've got 10 seconds through here. Last few. In 3, 2, and 1. We finish up our floor set with cardio. Now this is the first of 3 floor sets, remember. So we're taking a break after this. It's going to be a mountain climber position to start where she's bringing those knees in. Get in position and get moving. If you need to lighten things up, your hands, you stand up, you put your hands up against a wall, and then we bring that knee in one at a time from that standing position, hands to wall. Sarah's got her hands right under her shoulders, which have right safety of the shoulder. She's maintaining a great straight line through the body, and she's breathing smoothly. She's got an in, she's got an out. She's got an in, she's got an out. Good. We got 10 more seconds. Crank it up a little bit if you got it in you. Let's go. Woo! In 3, 2, and rest. Everybody take a well-earned rest. Breathe and recover. You got 2 more in you? All right, good luck. She got some sweat working today. I like it. I like it. Get that water if you need it. Repeat is coming up. Okay, let's get back to work. We're going on our back. First movement we're doing are those low back presses, and we're going to have a single leg dropping as we go through that. So let's get into that position. Feet are up into the air. Hands are down at your sides. We're going to actively push that low back down into the floor. Let's go ahead and begin from here. Time is on. Single leg down. Bring it right back up, nice and strong. And maintain that pressure as that foot is moving. Sarah's showing us that option of adding weight, so she's making things even more challenging on herself. She loves the pain. What can she say? If you needed to lighten this one up and out, and you're just going to keep those feet a little closer towards the floor, you're doing less of a lift. But no matter what we're doing, pushing that low back down is the most essential piece that we're finding and feeling with our proprioception here. In 3, 2, and 1. We sit up, the feet come to the floor. We're doing our Russian twist. We more than likely grab a weight. If we don't have that weight, hands clasp together. Sarah's rotating side to side. She's doing it smoothly. Your time has started. If you want to make it more challenging like she is, she's got those feet off the floor. That's your power option. If you need to lighten things up, we're going to come forward. We're just going to do a little less of a turn or a little more upright in our seat. Find steady breathing as we go through here. We've got 15 seconds. What I love about Sarah right now is she's in total control. I cannot break this down enough. When you can make movements smooth, when you can control movements, this is the way that you can safely really build your body up. 2, 1, rest. All right, hands go behind our shoulders. We're going to do our full body press from here. So let's start with hands just below those shoulders, feet. Knees are bent and they're hip width apart. We push up with those hips and we come back down. Let's go ahead and get going from here. Great. Option, keeping the hips off the floor, going opposite hand and foot reach from there. Your other option, making things more manageable, your back is on the floor, and you're giving me that basic hip press down on the floor through those heels. Now, generally, we always think that the hips, the glutes, are really driving this as well as the hamstrings. Absolutely true. I want you to find and feel that low back engaging into lifting you up and controlling coming down. Finished up in 3, 2, and 1. Back to your back, L-shaped position with the body. Feet go a bit apart. She's reaching opposite pinky to opposite pinky toe. Let's make it happen, folks. That option, make it more manageable for having those feet, those knees bent, and those feet a little bit closer from there. She wants to get more powerful into this. If she's trying to get more out of it, ramp up that speed, pick up that pace. 20 seconds, we're halfway through it. Good. Every time you reach up, breathe out. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Keeping pace, keeping that breath. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Last 2 movements on the floor. We turn around. We face the floor. We bring those arms out and overhead. Good. Our focus is our lats right here. So I want her to pull those elbows down and squeeze those lat muscles up the back. If you haven't started already, do so now. Power option. Feet up into the air. So keeping those feet lifted. Now she's got the full body engaged in what we're doing. She's burning more calories. She's being more effective with her workout. Maybe she's internally smiling a little bit that she's able to lift those feet up. If you need to lighten things up, we can keep it as simple as just kind of lifting the top of the body and coming back down. This is still activating those right posterior areas. 10 seconds. Come on, Sarah, last few. Give me 3, 2, and 1. We finish up with cardio. Round 2 of 3 right here. It's mountain climbers. You do them on the floor or you do them standing. Let's begin from here, folks. Feel that those shoulders are pushing into where you're at. Bring that knee in and crunch those abs as we do. Good. I'm going to have Sarah move forward just a little bit, keeping those shoulders over the hands. Sorry, you leave the hands there, sweetie, but just lean in. Bingo. Bingo. Okay, we've got 15 seconds. If you've got that ability, I want you to crank it up a little bit. Give me more. Push towards that final 10. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Finish line coming up in 3, 2, and rest. Nice job, everybody. Woo! I think that was the second early, wasn't it?
I don't know.
That's the Ed move right there. You finish it up just a little bit earlier. Shout out to Ed right
Thank you, Ed.
Everybody, we got 1 more to go. Get your water. Breathe. Recover. I'm proud of you. We're making it through this.
Wow, this is a move named after me.
Ed, I love you, my man. I love you. Okay, ladies and gents, let's go over this one more time. 3rd round, 3rd time's a charm. We're going to knock it out. We're going to send ourselves into a phenomenal weekend. We're going to start on the back, and we're going to do our low back press, and we're going to have that single leg dropping down. Sarah likes to add that weight, which is our power option. Let's go ahead and lift those feet up. Fantastic. Single leg drops down. Next one slowly follows, and most importantly, she's pushing down with that low back. She's feeling constant contraction of that low back, depressing down into the floor. So I'm going to wake up a little bit more out of Sarah, which she might not be thrilled about right now. But I'm going to have her push that weight up a little higher towards my hand. Right. So now she's got a little extra reach going through there. That's going to hit the top of her abs a little bit extra. 10 more seconds. You feeling that? Okay, very good. Low back, low back, low back. Finish it up in 3, in 2, and 1. All right, let's go ahead and sit up. We've got our Russian twist next. Weight can be at the side. It can be without weight. Those hands can be clasped together. Let's get rotating side to side. Begin. I love how Sarah is bringing the energy right now. I hope you all are too. I hope you're staying up with us. I want everybody to just push to wherever they can. But wherever you're pushing yourself, just know that challenge is what changes us. Woo! 20 seconds. Those feet came down. She needed a breather. That's cool. Always okay to do that. Most importantly, pushing into those hands. Proprioception. What is she feeling and finding? The chest working, the abs working, and those rotators getting her side to side. Last few. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Next up becomes our full body hip press. Our hands go behind the shoulders. Feet are flat on the floor. Go ahead and push those hips up just like Sarah is. Bring it back down, hips to floor, and repeat. That power option, we're staying up. And now we're going to keep the hips up while we reach an opposite hand to an opposite foot out in front. That more manageable option. Back to the floor, hip press, and then tap. Hip press and tap as that more manageable option flows. Good. As she pushes up, breathe out. Good. Breathe in, bring it down. Breathe out, push up. Find the breath with the movement. Last few, finished up in 3, in 2, and 1. Last up, L shape on her back here. Feet fit apart, opposite pinky to opposite pinky toe. Let's begin. You need to lighten this up, bend those knees. Now, same thing I did to Sarah last time, I'm going to do here. I'm going to have her reach my hands just a little bit further than where she was reaching prior. And it's just that little extra bit that I'm asking for that's bringing that challenge level up that much higher. Love it. Get it, girl. You get it out there, too. 10 seconds. Breathe out as you reach up. Breathe out, reach up. Last few. Finished up in 3, 2, and 1. Let's turn you towards the floor, everybody. Arms are out, and we're working on that lat pull-down with the top of the body lifting. Beginning in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go from here. Smooth through that up and down. Next, her power option lifts the feet up and off the floor and maintains that. So now we've got glutes working to match what those lats are giving her. I'm going to ask her for one more thing here, and this is going to be a part of proprioception. I want her to try to push her belly down into the floor when she lifts up. When she lifts up, she's going to actively push the belly down. That's going to wake up a whole lot more core into our movement. Tap it up for those last few. We got 5 seconds. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. We finished today with mountain climbers. You got 40 seconds of cardio, whether you're standing or on that mat. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, folks. Crank it up. You give me 40 of the best seconds you can to wrap up your week. Good. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. I want more rapid breathing to maintain and match that speed that's coming in. We got it, we got it. We got 20 seconds. You are halfway there. 20 seconds, and then you are done for the week. Don't give up on me yet. Thrive. Finish. Last 10 seconds. Push it, girl. Come on, take it home. Don't stop until I tell you. We got final few coming up in 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Woo! I am so proud of you. I am so proud of all of you. High fives all abound. Give yourself some little pats on the shoulders. You can click that unmute button and give me a little holler right there. Well done, everybody.
Woo-hoo.
All right, get some water. We're cooling it down. Don't you dare disconnect yet. It's time to stretch. All right.
Nice job, everybody.
Sarah, I'm proud of you. That was tough. I'll give you the real. There you go, girl. All right. So let's do this. Let's get into our stretching routine. Same stretching routine we've been practicing. We're going to try and keep it the same so that there's recognition in what we're doing. And hopefully that can be something you can practice on your own as well. So let's go ahead and start by lying down on the back. We're going to single leg hamstring stretch. So I'd like you to have your right leg straight up and take your hands behind that leg. You're going to pull the leg towards the top half of your body. So we're going to try to hold this stretch for a minimum of 30 seconds. If you go longer than 20, if you go to a minute, if you go to 2 minutes, all that's fine. The longer you can allow yourself to stretch, the more your muscles get an opportunity to bring more blood flow in to help the recovery process. After some time, Sarah just pulled back a little further. You can kind of open those muscles a little extra. And now I'm having her bring her foot a little across to the left side, and that foot has just gone beyond the left hip here. Hold it, and let's deepen the breathing. Awesome. This is our time to unwind. You put in great work not only here on the mat today, you put in great work this week. Once again, I know I said this at the beginning, but I want to congratulate everybody for making it through this week. Let's go ahead and drop the right leg down. Find that moderate level of stretch. Let's see if we can flex the toe to get a nice stretch through that calf as well. This week has been a doozy. Let's be real. This one's for the history books for sure. And all of us have made it through. And honestly, all of us are stronger for dealing with this sort of thing. So kudos to you all. And I feel going forward, things are going to become easier because we're going to start to recognize more and more of what we need to do. We've been practicing things just like exercise. The more you practice, the better. Sarah's taking the leg a little across the body next, so she's getting that out to stretch more. We're holding it. We're breathing deep. We're breathing slower, especially on that way out. That slower breath on the way out allows your body to start to unwind. It signals to the brains that it's time to kind of cool it, time to release, time to unwind. Go ahead and just gently drop that leg down. Next up, we go to our butterfly stretch. So you have your choice to either be on your back if Sarah's going to stay, or you can do what I'm going to do, which would be an upright seated position with the bottoms of the feet together. The top half of our body tall, and both of us are pushing the knees down to get that inner thigh stretch here. A reflection piece that I wanted to bring up at today's workout too is let's focus on a little positivity that has come from this situation we find ourselves in. I can't tell you as a trainer and as a health coach how often I meet with people individually and we talk about how fresh foods and cooking at home and taking walks, how beneficial these are for our overall health. And I get the response of I don't have enough time, and we've eliminated commutes from what we're doing now. We have opportunities to do things like cook at home more readily, more easily. We have things like playing with our kids. Kids are here with us, we have the ability to take walks more consistently. Be stoked on that. Let's find a little bit of that silver lining into what we're all going through here. I'll go ahead and bring you up. Let's go ahead and get into a kneeling stance next. So I'd like you to have your right knee out in front. Your left knee is down to the floor. You're going to bring your left hand up into the air. We're going to reach a little bit over to the right side and a little behind us. Lastly, you're going to squeeze your butt on that left side behind you to really open the stretch through the front of the left leg. So we're stretching your left quad here. Here's your reminder for your breath. We're breathing. We're breathing out slower. Okay, feel soften a little bit. We're going to bring the hands to the floor. We're going to bring that right foot across. We're going to work you into a pigeon pose. So if you're unfamiliar with the pigeon pose, this leg comes across the body here. I'm going to put both my hands down. I'm going to try to work my knee towards the floor. And I'll extend that back leg back if I need to. Now, some of this might just be more than enough of a stretch. For others, we can kind of continue to work down either onto the elbows or down onto the tops of the hands with the forehead. I find this pose to be one of the most powerful as far as releasing the hips. Hips naturally are an area that connects the top half to the lower half, so they're very, very integral in our movement patterns. Allow this time here. Slow, deepen the breath. Let's do a big inhale in. Long exhale out. Start to lift back up out of the stretch, going onto the hands. And switch the knees so that the right knee goes to the floor, the left foot comes out in front. Okay. Then we bring that right arm up. We're going to reach behind us to the left. You're going to squeeze your butt on that right side to really open the stretch that much more. Big inhale in. Slow as we're going out. Do that one more time. Big inhale in. Fill the body up. Long exhale out. Okay, hands come down. Pigeon pose. That foot comes across. I'd like you to work your way down to wherever that pigeon works best for you. I will be a broken record on you guys about eating diversity in your food right now. Let's keep those guts healthy. Let's make sure that we're getting various colors, eating the rainbow, multiple vegetables and fruits, getting antioxidants, getting a lot of the micronutrients and minerals that really are integral in keeping our health high. Let's go full inhale all the way in. Long exhale all the way out. We make our way back up. And we finish with our 2 stretches from a kneeling position. So I'm going to have us on the knees here. I'm going to have your right hand go up. Your left hand is going to grab that right wrist and pull to the left side. Good. So open through the ribs. The ribs I constantly think of as very small muscles in between each individual rib that are always tight. They're always clenched together. Open them up here. Breathe into it. As your lungs expand, feel those little muscles in between each widening. Big inhale in. Long exhale out. Let's go ahead and switch the hands up top. Right hand grabs the left wrist, pulls to the right side. Find your breath. Big inhale all the way in. Get that long exhale going out. We'll bring the hands down. We're going to bring your left hand behind your back. We're going to stretch that neck out. We're going to pull the head a little bit to the side and a little bit forward so the eyes peer down, most likely to the mat in front of you. As we get into these tight, stressful areas that tend to stay wound up over time, release not only the muscle, but release yourself. Allow this to be your time where we can start to shut off from the rest of the week. We've got a weekend ahead. We've got time with family. We've got time to cook. We've got time to go for walks. Let's bring it up nice and tall. Let's shake it out. Right arm behind the back. Hand pull to the left and the head just a little forward as well. Imagine the breath is going into that area that's being stretched through the back of the neck. Chronically tight and stressed out area. That breath comes in, it brings relief. That breath goes out, bringing waste out with it. Bring the good air in. Push the old air out. Let's go ahead and drop the hands, relax, shake it out, everybody. Everybody, I want to thank you very much for this week and allowing me to be here coaching for you, whether that's here in person or if that's you watching this on a recording in time. I really want to thank Sarah as well for continuing to put up with me and to do these workouts with me and to be my assistant, which is incredibly helpful. I wish you all a wonderful weekend ahead. We will be back on next Tuesday at 4:30. Give me some highs, some buys, some virtual high fives, and enjoy
Bye-bye, John.
some free time.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Sarah.
John, thanks.
John, have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. You take care.
Have a good weekend.